Hey guys, it's Ep23 here and welcome back to episode 23 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode, quite clearly, we're in the playoff final. If you missed the last episode, then feel free to click in the description below and watch it. But this is a bonus episode, so hopefully you did hit 25 likes. Obviously I don't know because I've had to record it straight after. But if you did, thank you all so much for that. I would really appreciate it. If we could hit 25 likes again on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it too. And don't forget, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That will be absolutely fantastic. And the reason why I've stopped on this date is because I've got some emails. Now, I've read the first one, as you can see there, and it said Matt Grimes' loan has expired. Which isn't great, just before the playoff final, but it could be made worse if this next one says Janssen's loan has been expired. This could be even worse. And it's not, but it's Kyle Bartley, which isn't great, which is not good, because we obviously need Kyle Bartley, but we do have Liam Cooper. Okay, so a little bit unexpected, that one. I forgot about him. We've also got some player contract as well. We don't need to look at that. We're focusing on the playoff final. But that was something that shocked me a little bit. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Hopefully nobody else has to expire there. Or hopefully no one else has their loan expired before then. Alex Moore and Sylvester wants to leave in the next transfer window as well, but we will crack on with making the team now to hopefully go out there and beat Aston Villa if we can in the final of the playoffs to get into the Premier League. Okay, this is the team that's going to start the playoff final against Aston Villa. Bailey, Peacock, Farrell starting in goal, Berardi at right back, Janssen and Cooper at centre back, obviously because Bartley's gone. Taylor at left back, then we've got Bridcut and Phillips in midfield, Roof on the left hand side, Bauer on the right with Smith in behind Jermaine Beckford. That's what we've gone with. The bench here as well. No centre-back on the bench. Island can obviously play centre-back or full-back, so we've gone with that. O'Kane, Vieira, Edwards, Sacco, Wood, and Akara on the bench. Meaning Lee Owen, who just returned from his loan, he isn't obviously featured in there, as you'd expect. Neither's Coyle, Dallas, and Anderson, some of the other names that have played during this season. But yeah, let's end the season on a high. Let's get promoted. It ultimately comes down to one game as to whether we get into the Premier League or not. So it's a huge match, obviously. There's also been something in the news about Alex Moore being wanted by Aston Villa as well. Apparently they want him. Not a great time for that to come up when we've also got them in the playoff final. It's a very tough game. We need to win this one quite obviously because we need to be back where we belong in the Premier League. Obviously, Berahino and Snodgrass coming in on pre-contract agreements as well, but we need to sort out those players that are going back to their parent clubs. Obviously, that we've got the loan sorted out for Janssen. We need to sort that one out desperately. Bartley hopefully can come back as well. But yeah, we need to sort those out. But first of all, let's focus on trying to win and get back into the Premier League to get some money in. Wembley, the Championship playoff final. They've got the fire and everything. On the new Frostbite engine, they've got the fire, and yeah, we need to be all fired up for this game. Nice little pun for you there. We need to be really fired up for the match. Obviously need to try and beat Villa. They've won 4-3 in their semi-final, so a tight game in their match as well. But yeah, it's down to this game. Massive, massive match for us. We need to win. Come on, Roof, use your pace on the left-hand side. Could do with the crossing option. We don't quite have it yet. Beckford runs in there, just doesn't quite get the connection. Brilliant defending, though, from I think it was their left back. That's out for a goal kick as well. But Beckford's so close to nodding that one towards goal. I've not heard of Blake, Aston Villa's goalkeeper. I've no idea whether he's any good or not. Obviously too late now to find out. But yeah, certainly if he's one of their younger players, then it'll be quite helpful for us. Calvin Phillips. Through to Smith. Great shooting chance at the keeper. Parries it into the air. Punches it away. Maybe he is one of the lesser keepers. Certainly never heard of him before, so that makes sense. Beckford. This time a good punch away from the goalkeeper. Keeping the pressure up though. Bridcut. Into Beckford again. Oh, it's 1-0. Jermaine Beckford scored. That's the goal that we needed early on. The pressure in the first 25 minutes has been too much. And it's 1-0. We're only early on, though, in this game, so certainly can't get a bit too carried away here. Bridcut, a good little 1-2 with Beckford. The keeper can't save it, and he's got it on his front post. 1-0. Fantastic finish there from Beckford on his left foot. And we have got ourselves the lead quite rightly as well. We've been putting them under a lot of pressure, as you saw there. Certainly deserved to be in the lead. Roof looking for Smith. What a ball that is from Roof. Being caught up. Wins a corner, I think, there off the defender. Maybe it wasn't, though, because it's blown for half-time. Very strange thing to do. Maybe it was going to be a goal kick. Not too sure on that one. But anyway, it's half-time now. Still winning the game 1-0. Obviously, one goal is not enough, really, at this stage. We'd like to get a 2-goal advantage if we can. They've not had any shots, though. So, you know, we are certainly deserving to be in the lead. But 45 minutes to go. Halfway through this match. We need to obviously try and get a second goal if we can. But we can't be throwing loads of players up. We've also got to be a little bit balanced here in our defence as well. Bridcut through to Beckford. Has he managed to hold himself onside? Beckford across trying to find Smith. Oh, what a block that is. The fullback. Amavi, I think it is, has done a fantastic job so far in this game. Really done well for Villa. It's going to be hopefully a good cross here from Smith. It's not a bad one actually. Goalkeeper had to deal with it. Okay, so 2 changes now. We are in the 71st minute. Vieira and Saka are going to come on. Vieira's going to play a little bit deeper, understandably. In fact, we'll swap him and Phillips round here. And we're going to take off Smith and Beckford. Beckford getting a little bit tired because I want to go with also Roof up front as well for the pace. And Smith is coming off because he's booked. But sadly, I wanted to try and keep him on, really, because he's a fantastic player. Smith, really happy with how he's been playing in the centre attacking mid. I was tempted to bring on Dakara, but we'll leave that, I think, for a little bit. The third change will probably come at some point, but not too sure who it'll be. Might be a new striker, we'll have to wait and see. Brudka on the break here for Leeds. Come on. Get it inside. Oh, gets brought down by Jedinak. Could have been a foul. It was difficult to tell whether he got a touch of the ball there or not. Referee seemed to think he did, so played on. Need to make sure we can get players back now. I think I might have to bring on a tall striker. I'm thinking Dakara or Wood, obviously. The only 2 options really I've got on the bench. But not really too sure which. Okay, so final change. Dakara will come on. I'm deciding to take off Calvin Phillips. That means Barrow's going to just play midfield for a little bit. It's a little bit risky, but that's what I'm going to do. Dakara's going to play on the left-hand side. Hopefully prevent some crosses from going in and also protect the ball a little bit further up the pitch if we can get it there. Come on, Roof. Let's have a through ball here. If we can to Saka. What a pass that is from Roof. We needed that. Can we have someone in the box as well? Pull it back. Oh, it's 2-0. Barrow has won us the Premier League title. His goal has got us promotion into the Premier League. And we have managed to win the playoffs. Barrow with the second goal for us. Fantastic stuff. Jermaine Beckford obviously getting the first one. Barrow getting the second. And we have got ourselves into the Premier League. So happy with that. We completely deserved it as well. Villa haven't turned up. It's as simple as that. No stopping the pass across the goal. I was hoping it would be Dakara, but obviously Barrow will do, or anybody will do, to be honest, as long as it goes in the back of the net. Barrow has scored some really important goals for us in the playoff matches. He's got one in the final as well to secure our place in the Premier League for next season. Wow, can't believe that. Fantastic stuff. It's been a really difficult season at times, but we've managed to get ourselves into the Premier League. I'm saying all this now because there's a minute left, and I'd hope that no one was to score 2 goals in that sort of time. There's only maybe a chance for another counter-attack here with Roof. I mean, I'm being completely honest when I say Villa have not turned up at all. They've looked really poor. The goalkeeper hasn't been great, even though he's just saved that one from Sacco. But yeah, they haven't looked great, to be honest, today, Villa. And yeah, we're going to go get ourselves into the Premier League. It's a good job as well, because we've obviously got Berahino coming in, Snodgrass, very much Premier League players, I think. So yeah, I'm glad that we've managed to get ourselves promotion. And here is confirmation, a 2-0 win over Villa, clean sheet as well. And we're back in the Premier League after the first time as well. The first season, we've managed to get ourselves straight into the Premier League. Really happy with that. And yeah, now I think there should be some sort of playoff trophy, I imagine. I think there is. Not 100% sure. Like I said, I've not done this before, so I'm not really too sure. I said it in the last episode. This is the first time I've done the playoffs on YouTube or in any career mode before. So yeah, really, really happy with that result, obviously. I think it'll be Janssen to lift the cup if there is one for winning the playoffs. But yeah, really happy with that. Back in the Premier League. And that means next season, obviously, we're very tough. We're going to have to make a lot of adjustments to the team, bring in a lot of new players. We'll have to also wait and see what the budget's like as well. But we need to try and sign Janssen permanently. We need to try and sign Bartley as well if we can. I think for me, I need to try and get him in. And there's a couple of other players as well that we need to sign. But yeah, really positive season. It would have been nice to have done it automatically, but more realistically, it was always going to have to be through the playoffs. Here's Janssen, the captain for today's game, lifting the trophy with Brudka alongside him. And we have won the playoff final. Fantastic stuff. There it is. I'll let the rest of the footage play out now. Janssen's been a huge part of this team, obviously, this season. He's been incredible at centre-back when he's played. We've also had a lot of big, important players. So Smith has been incredible in the playoffs. Barrow's been incredible in the playoffs. Phillips as well, even though he's only played a smaller part in the playoffs. Phillips has also done a very good job. And yeah, we have been very impressive in the playoffs, considering that obviously against the tough teams that also qualified for the playoffs as well. We've actually done a very good job. Much better than we have done against the bigger sides during the season. But yeah, let's move on from this now. I would love to let this play out for a lot longer. But that is confirmation there that we've won the playoffs. and we are back into the Premier League. Wow, there we go. 100,000 we're getting for winning the Championship playoffs. Okay, it doesn't quite sound right. I thought it was 100 million, wasn't it, or something? Anyway, Dakara's saying thanks for playing in the last game. Again, Dakara's been another important player for us, surprisingly. He's done a really good job at left mid in particular. He's not had much of a go up front, but certainly he's been fantastic when he has played out wide. We won't be giving Bataka or Whitehouse new contracts or anything like that. Cooper's saying thanks for playing him. He's obviously had to play in that game due to the fact that Bartley's loan ended. Anderson wants to discuss wages. Well, we'll get to all that sort of stuff probably another time. I don't know how much more we'll be able to fit in today's episode. It was only supposed to be a short bonus episode though as well. But we'll wait and see now on Vieira. Can we get into 70? We have done actually, just before the season ends. That's brilliant. Up to 70 overall, really happy with that. Going to try and make him really, really good next season. Hopefully sort of 75 to 80 overall type of range. And we'll now just continue out for the rest of the season and end the season, I think, in this episode. I'll also give you a very, very quick run through of the squad report as well. Some people like to see this at the end of the season, so I thought I may as well do that. Bailey Peacock-Farrell's gone up 12 overall. I've not quite realised how much he's gone up this season. He's 73 overall now, but like I say, I'm going to go very quickly through them, so if you want to look at any players in particular, feel free to pause the video, and I'm not going to stop at each individual one, so we'll just quickly go through them. Janssen is now 78 overall, which is going to make, obviously, signing him permanently very, very difficult, because his price will have gone up, and his wage and demands will have gone up, no doubt, as well. But we need to try and sign him if we can, even if we have to spend most of the budget in the Premier League. Some of these youngsters, though, have looked really good this season. Obviously need to try and incorporate a few of them next season as well if we can, once they're good enough. But in particular, those two centre-backs have looked really good for us. Angus Gunn, I think, will go back now for his loan. Anderson, not too sure what the future holds for him. He's been okay this season. I certainly have no plans to start him or anything like that. I can't see him being involved too much next season. So maybe he's one that might end up leaving. Obviously got our lone players. Belushi's likely to leave permanently as well. Not too much chance of having him in the Premier League, I don't think. Okay, so this is the final thing to have a look at. The final email that we've got through this season. End of season review. Now that the season has come to end, the board has met to review your performance of the club. While we didn't achieve all our objectives, well, to be honest, we got promotion, so, you know, that's quite a big objective that we've achieved. We got back into the Premier League after God knows how many years. We believe that overall it was a satisfactory performance. Right, okay, that makes it sound pretty average getting back into the Premier League with not a particularly big budget either. We hope to do even better next year and feel that you are still the right man for the job. Of course I'm the right man for the job. I've got you straight back up in my first year. Anyway, we've got Hulo Cesar submitting an official transfer request here. I've actually put him on the shortlist. Now, the reason why I've done that is because I know he's 37 years old, but he's maybe one to look at if we were really, really desperate. He is, I think, on 7,800 grand a week. So, yeah, really not that much. Could quite easily afford him. But we'll have to wait and see, obviously. Not necessarily wanting to budge out Bailey Peacock-Farrell from the starting 11 if I can help it. But obviously 73 overall isn't fantastic for a Premier League goalkeeper. But it's certainly one to think about. Ideally, I want to keep a young English talent in goal. So here are the players that are going to come up against this season in the Premier League. We've obviously got the other teams that came up with us, Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. So those two games should be really good in particular as well, along with the other Premier League teams which are currently in the league. But let's take a look now. If we can have a look at the budget, hopefully, before we end the episode, and then we literally will end it there. I think it's apparently going to be 3.81. I hope that's not the case, because that's not great, really, is it, for getting into the Premier League? I think it might be, though. I've got a feeling it could well be the budget for our season ahead. We've also got some pre-season tournaments to take a look at as well. We're probably just going to go for the one that appears to be the easiest for us to win. And I think, to be honest, I think the potential prize money, we'll just go for the highest one for that, 3.4 million, which is near enough what our budget is. So if we could try and get that to be double, then that would be pretty good. I'm fairly sure it's 3.8, because I've heard from a few people that it's not very much that you get, sadly. So that is probably the case for us. We've got player loan has expired. That's Angus Gunn. He's gone back to his club. We've got Snodgrass coming in and Berahino as we expected. Really good news. And Jack McKay has returned from his loan. Anybody else? Alex Mort saying, I've had a change of heart. He wants to stay now. I was in the wrong wanting to leave. I see my future here now. Very bizarre. He's done the exact same as Charlie Taylor. So, yeah, very strange stuff. What's happened to Janssen then? We've had nothing back about him leaving. But he has left. I can confirm that. He's no longer here. So, yeah, we need to sort out the centre-back position definitely in the next episode. We'll certainly go ahead and do that. That is it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you are so glad that we've got into the Premier League, as I am. Really important, obviously, to beat Villa in the final. We've managed to do it. So if we can go ahead and hit 30 likes on today's episode, let's hit it a little bit higher. Hopefully, if we're getting promoted, let's try and hit 30 likes on today's episode. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That would be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I'll see you next time for another episode. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.